Hi guys, so here's a quick video for penning your set, as it were. The real details are going to be within the text on the website, or the Kickstarter video if you're watching it from the Kickstarter. So this video is really just to show what you're actually doing when you're penning. I'm going to pen a couple of things. This, because the colours are quite strong around here, we're going to pen this, and I've got a couple of things to show you. For example, a standard wall, here's one that's like a window wall type. These don't need to be penned because the card is already coloured, and that's the bulk of your set. So with the bulk of your set really not needing penning, that's great. It's only where we use different colours. So whenever you've got like a wall or anything like that, whatever type of wall it is, you don't have to worry about penning it, which is the bonus, which is really cool. But when you pen different things, here we've just penned the edge of the turbine there. This is the damaged turbine. It can give you a pretty cool effect, as opposed to when it's not penned and it's still got this kind of grey card. Okay, with the penning, we will explain exactly, like I say in the text, we'll explain exactly what pens we're using, and I'll talk about a couple of the pens here. But the real trick with this is to use your dead card, your offcuts of your card, because using this edge here, you can see here, you can test all your colours, and you can stick it back, and you can stick it next to it and say, well, that yellow there is too orange, and and you have to just keep going across, trying different pens until you get the right one. Now, obviously, we're going to tell you what pens we've used, but you will. You really do want to test it, and we'll show you that as well. So maybe we should do this first and just have a look at the edge of this. I'm kind of doing this backwards. I can't really see what I'm doing very well, so I'll do my best to try and sort of lean over and stretch. Hopefully you won't get too much of my head in the way. When you're doing the colours we use for here, the pens we use are almost all the time we're using these pens here, which are the Pantone colours by Electroset, Tria colours, or Tria pen, maybe that's what it is, because they have nice big flat area, which is what you'll use most of the time. Then they have, on this side, they've got a tiny little head, or if you move it again, they've got a slightly bigger head. The very tiny one we never use, but the other ones comes in quite handy, I guess. Most of the time using this big fat edge. And each one's got a different code. You can see these are pretty worn, some of these pens. So this one would be 4655-T, and this one's just 465T. And they've all got 5, 42, 25, blah blah blah, etc. So anyway, they're the pens we're using. However, the exception is we needed, because these are like graphic pens, and I've got a whole stash of these pens, not because of this project, but because of a graphic novel thing that I was doing. And they're great for that, and they're great for this set. Did find it difficult to find a strong enough yellow because yellows, they're very light colours. It's very hard to go over a darker grey. So we did find some other sort of pens that I've got are these kind of pens here, which are these are Faber-Castell Pitt Artist pen, and I think these were quite expensive. These were, but they've been out a while now, so you'll probably be able to get them. But we've tried all sorts of different things on the set, things like felt tip, my kids' felt tip pens and things like that, and they kind of work pretty well. So don't bust a gut, spend a month's wages or something on it. But like I say, we'll list the pens down so that you don't sort of go through a lot of money. But when you are applying a light colour and a black colour together, it's really quite important, I would say, to make sure you apply the lighter colour first. Okay, and I'll try and do this the best I can. Sort of have to look over the top. So what you do is, you can see where it's yellow on top. You're basically just going to take your pen and you're going to yellow it across down here. Yellow it across down here. You can snip off the little tabs if you want, of those bits. And I already tested this on, you know, one of the bits of the sprue of the card, as it were. And then just work your way around. And if you want to, I can't really see this very well, but if you wanted to, you could then go back and just, you know, re-go over it, let it dry for a bit, and re-go over it to get an even more sort of vibrant colour on there. If you're going to glue, sometimes what we said is things like this, you know, once you've put this together, there's absolutely no point in taking it apart because it can't be assembled in any other way. So you can glue it together. But we also say that if you want to strengthen up these edges around where these clips are, you can do that little gluing technique, which really seals. If you watch that video, it shows you how to seal and make these parts bulletproof. It almost becomes like plastic, which is fantastic. But you must pen the colour in first before you glue, because once you glue, you get this hard surface on here. The pen ink will not adhere to it. Okay. So on this one, we simply just put the yellow on here, and it's just to create that illusion that everything kind of carries on, as it were. Now I'm really doing this backwards here, so I really can't see what I'm doing. And you kind of finish it on here. Oh, that's definitely wonky. What I should have done is gone behind the camera, maybe. Boom, 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 and so on. Okay, and that gives that illusion here, and you know, you can carry on and do something on here to match this colour here, and so on and so forth. So that's kind of the penning on something like that. That was one of the more tricky ones, especially when you're doing it upside down. If we look at a strut, okay, here's a strut and here's a strut. On the struts, we've got this really nice kind of brown, rusty sort of metal colour. But of course, you've got the edge of the card. On this one, oops daisy, we've kind of got rid of that by just penning across that part there, which is really cool, and it really just, again, it just makes it just takes away that card look, and the whole thing looks fantastic. Now there's a couple of colours here, for example. For this here, we were using the black that comes called Progress, but doesn't have a number. It's called Progress Black T for the Letraset pens on that. And the Faber-Castell, it was a B for bold pen, I think, and it's an artist pen. Now these are weird, it just says 107, okay, so I'm assuming that's the code for that one. But with the yellows, I mean, kids' felt tip pens are brilliant for that kind of thing anyway. So now for these, you've got a choice. We've been trying 465T from the Pantone for the struts, and 4655T, and it will depend upon how orangey you want your edge to be. Okay, so if you're going to go for, I quite like the more brown. So if you take to get it like this one, if you take your pen here, now remember you've got a bit of grey here, so we don't want to take it right to the bottom, though we have on this one. If you want to be really precise, so we'd take that and just run it across there. Okay, looks a bit dark at the moment, but when the pen's dry, they lighten slightly. Okay, do the same here. And then you can see that this sort of grey should lap across, so we don't want to go up too high. So we'll just take that up. Whoops. Really can't see this very well. Like that, just a little bit, and then that way you get that real strong effect, which is pretty cool. Now you don't really need to do the backs because they're always going to be slotted on, but you know, I don't know, I have sometimes. So to give you an idea of the orangey colour, well, it's not really orange, it's still a brown. I could put that on the back, and you can see that that is more that kind of colour. So it's entirely up to you which way you want to go. And you could even go orange and then put the brown on top after it's dried, and you know, mix and mess about. But to be fair, you know, you don't need to be a perfectionist with a penning. That's the whole point. It just creates an illusion, and you can really, you saw how quickly I put that on, just slap it on. You got 27 struts, is it, and 9 buttresses or whatever. So you can really just done, job done. As fast as I did the back there, job done. Yeah, that'll give you that kind of illusion. This one here is the locker. Now, like I said, you can glue that, but we want to sort of do these edges here. You can do it when it's assembled. There's no real issue with that at all. So just got to be a bit careful, I guess, against getting pen on here. You might be able to wipe it off if you're quick. But if I grab a couple of colours, here we got a couple that we're going to try on here. I haven't tried this yet, so I'm going to just do this for the first time. We've got, on the Pantone pens, we've got 5767T and we've got 617T. Okay, it's difficult to tell here. I'm going to grab my card. I'm going to just pop a couple of bits on here. Can't actually see it at all yet. Backwards, you can see it. I can't. I think that's okay. And then you can really just have a look and see which blends in the best with the colour. And I can't see this at all, so I'm just lift it out of camera for a second. Let's have a look. But keep it in the light. Huh. Okay. I think. See, that's quite dark, that one. So, oh, I've lost my pen. There it is. I think that one was probably a better one. Let's grab a little bit of that. Yeah, I'm going to go with the 617. On the base, it's a bit lighter. It's not so heavy, and it's quite a light green on there. I'm just going to test it on this bit again, because this is going to be hidden once assembled. I might need the stronger one. I'll do one side the other, and we'll see which looks best. Okay, so let's. I will do across the top bit then, because that will be seen. And just that one bit there. So I've just done a couple of bits there. I'm going to do down this side here. Okay, and that on there. And already I can see that looks pretty cool. And I'm going to do the other side in the stronger 5767T. We can decide which is going to be the best. Oh, I don't know which one I like. I think I quite like this one actually. So let's use that in the. I kind of prefer the 617 runaway lid. Okay, so I'm going to use that to go in the crease here. Nice sort of chisel shape on the pen. So I'm going to pop that in there just to green that bit up there. It's pretty cool. I did say I'd do it on the other side, a different one, didn't I? So let's grab that and do and just do across the top to here. Oh, went too far on that. Let's have a look. Oops. Come on. Should know this by now. One in there. Oops. I've been messing about that one a hell of a lot. Okay, and then this is the stronger one on that side. Let's have a look. Okay, so I can still see a bit of the grey coming through on this one here. This one, which I thought was a bit strong, now it's starting to dry a bit, it's probably about perfect. So in hindsight, it really is the 5767T, which is the perfect one, so I'm going to use that to put in here as well. This poor one's been through the ringer, I think. We've messed about quite a lot with this one. Needs a glue in. Okay, so yeah, there we go. Yeah, I think that, yeah, definitely looks better in there. Okay, so that you can see there colour-wise, and that really helps it to blend in and gets rid of the edge of the card, so to speak. So whatever it is you're doing, whatever it is that you're kind of like trying to add the effect to, it's a real good. It's very easy to use the pens. It's very quick. You just need to decide which ones it is that you prefer on the set. I think I've pretty much told you everything I need to know. You need to know. The one thing that I can tell you about these pens, because I have been using them for years, is that they kind of come up here, get a little knife, pop it up, lift it up, and you can actually buy the inks and refill them, which is really cool. So I'm going back a bit now because these pens are cracking on a bit, but you can still buy them. The pens cost about £3 a pen. I don't know what that is in dollars. It's going to be about $50 a pen, as it were. On one pen, when we grade the outside of the walls, now you don't need to do that anymore. With one pen, we grade an entire set. Okay, that'll give you an idea. The inks then cost about the same as the pen, but you'll get about 5 or 6 penfuls out of the inks. Okay, so that's what they say anyway. I can fill a pen 10 times out of one of the little ink pots. So yeah, that's pretty much it, I think, for the pens. The real detail of which ones we've used for which components will be in all the listings of the text. But I just wanted to show you what we're doing and how we're doing it and how we're testing it before we actually go for it, as it were. Yeah, but that's pretty much it. Okay, cool guys, see you next time.